Fred R. Harris, born on November 13, 1930, in Walters, Oklahoma, is an American politician, educator, and author who played a significant role in mid-20th century U.S. politics. Harris is most notable for his tenure as a U.S. Senator from Oklahoma and his contributions to issues like poverty, racial equality, and Native American rights. Fred Roy Harris grew up during the Great Depression in a rural, working-class family in Oklahoma. His upbringing instilled in him a deep understanding of the challenges faced by ordinary Americans, particularly in terms of economic hardships. Harris graduated from Walters High School and pursued higher education at the University of Oklahoma, where he earned a law degree in 1954. He was an excellent student and served as student body president, demonstrating his leadership skills early on. After completing his education, Harris began practicing law in Lawton, Oklahoma. He quickly became involved in politics, aligning with the Democratic Party. In 1956, at the age of 25, he was elected to the Oklahoma State Senate, where he served until 1964. His time in the state legislature was marked by efforts to improve infrastructure, education, and economic opportunities for Oklahomans. Harris's political ambitions and commitment to progressive causes earned him recognition within the Democratic Party. In 1964, he was elected to the U.S. Senate following the resignation of Senator Robert S. Kerr. U.S. Senate career, 1964 to 1973. As a U.S. Senator, Harris was initially a moderate to conservative Democrat, reflecting the political leanings of his home state. However, he gradually embraced more progressive positions, particularly during the tumultuous 1960s and early 1970s. His legislative priorities included civil rights, poverty alleviation, and government reform. One of Harris's most significant achievements was his role in the creation of the National Advisory Commission on Civil Disorders, Kerner Commission, in 1967. The commission was established by President Lyndon B. Johnson to investigate the causes of urban riots and recommend solutions to racial inequality. Harris was one of the commission's most outspoken members, supporting its conclusion that white racism was a primary cause of racial unrest. He became an advocate for addressing systemic racism and promoting economic justice. Harris also supported efforts to expand Native American rights and was a staunch critic of the Vietnam War, which increasingly alienated him from conservative voters in Oklahoma. His progressive stances led to political challenges, and he chose not to seek re-election in 1972. Presidential campaigns and later activism. After leaving the Senate, Harris turned his focus to national politics. He ran for the Democratic presidential nomination in 1972 and again in 1976, positioning himself as a populist alternative to the party's mainstream candidates. His campaigns emphasized themes like economic justice, environmental protection, and grassroots democracy. Harris coined the term New Populism to describe his vision of empowering ordinary Americans. Although he did not win the nomination in either election, Harris's campaigns resonated with progressive activists and laid the groundwork for future populist movements within the Democratic Party. Following his political career, Harris transitioned to academia. He became a professor of political science at the University of New Mexico, where he taught courses on American politics, public policy, and Native American studies. Harris also authored several books, including memoirs, political analyses, and works on Native American issues. Some of his notable works include The New Populism and Does People Do It? His writings reflect his lifelong commitment to social justice and political reform, legacy and personal life. Fred Harris has been recognized as a champion for marginalized communities and a voice for progressive change. His work on the Kerner Commission remains a significant part of his legacy, as its findings continue to influence discussions on racial inequality in the United States. Harris married LaDonna Harris, a Native American activist and member of the Comanche Nation, in 1949. Together, they were a political and cultural powerhouse, advocating for Native American rights and cultural preservation. The couple had 3 children before divorcing in the 1980s. LaDonna Harris's activism complemented Fred's political career, and their partnership highlighted their shared commitment to social justice. In his later years, Harris continued to engage with political issues, often reflecting on his experiences and offering insights into American politics. He remains a respected figure among progressives and academics, celebrated for his contributions to civil rights, poverty alleviation, and Native American advocacy. Fred R. Harris's life is a testament to the power of public service and advocacy. From his humble beginnings in rural Oklahoma to his tenure in the U.S. Senate and beyond, Harris dedicated himself to addressing some of the most pressing issues of his time. While his presidential aspirations were never realized, his influence on American politics and his commitment to justice and equality have left an enduring mark.